Okay, so for Khanmigo, it's what I call a one-stop shop for all things a teacher would need for their, teaching learning process. And I'll show you why in a second, right? Some of the questions we had yesterday, we had teachers who wanted to know which tool is the best, right? And I said, there's no best tool out there. People usually choose what tool suits them better based on their use case, how they use it, the challenges, the unique challenges that they are facing, right? And so Kamigo has stepped in to sort of contribute a solution to that, to that problem where, teachers have to use this tool for this, that tool for that. And, before you could even blink, a teacher already has about 20, tools to use in his arsenal. And then that sort of, if you take a step back and look at that holistically, you will then find that it sort of brings up brings us back to the same problem where teachers now are now confused. They're having a hard time deciding what tool to use at what point and all of that. So Canmigo sort of solves that problem by giving us a one-stop place for a lot of tools that a teacher would need, in their day-to-day running of, their lessons. So first thing you want to do is to go to canmigo.ai, right? Canmigo.ai. There are plans for schools, for district. There are also plans for individuals. So if you click on sign up, you want to sign up with your Google. It's just like a one button thingy. When you click on sign up, you would already see that button that says sign up with Google, and you can sign up with your Google account. All right, so I'm signed up already. So I'm just gonna. So it says, looks like you already have access to Canmigo. So I'm just gonna click on start using Canmigo, and the instructions are pretty, self-explanatory. If you do this, whether you're doing it on a phone or you're doing it on a desktop, on a laptop, like I am now presently. All right, so for this particular tool, I'm just going to move my camera a little bit away from the frame, right? So you can begin to see some of the tools that you have access to. You have access to, a booklet generator, class newsletter, if that's your thing, class fun class summary poem, individualized educational program, IEP assistant. IEP assistant can be very useful when you have when you want to differentiate your work. Maybe you have students who are on the was who needs you are on the special needs spectrum, and you want to sort of differentiate their work, and that's your friend, right? All you just need to do is to sort of give. Let me just open this on a new tab. Just let Canmigo, the AI tool, know what level they are at, what their struggles are, say learning environment, their particular disabilities, the current challenges and their strength, and then it to go ahead and generate an individualized educational program for them. Lesson planning is not left out. Informational text, creating an informational text for a variety of topics. So you remember the Google Notebook LM. I mean, instead of if you don't want to use the science journal for kids, you can sort of generate unique informational text for them, and then you can either decide to take it to LM for them, convert that to audio, or let them do that themselves. It's sort of like a no-brainer. Students are living already in that technological age where they can easily navigate these tools. Um, I think for this particular demonstration, I'm just going to sort of use the let's see. Um, I'm having a hard time, choosing which of these to use. Rubric generator is also a very good one that I've made use of. Okay, lesson hooks. I think lesson hooks was the one I put a snapshot of on the on the slide. So let's look at lesson hooks. And needless to say that this is again one of the the pain that teachers always have to struggle with every now and then. You have to teach a beautiful lesson, perhaps you have enough time or you don't have enough time to do all of that, and you are looking for the best way to get your student excited, right? Lesson hooks can sort of give you this tool can sort of help you bump up that process. I mean, you can choose for whatever grade level that you are teaching. Um, and then, of course, the topic, let's say force in no particular order. Let's say force and motion. I must apologize. I'm a little bit science inclined, so some of the topics that I'll be picking may be a bit, sciencey in nature, but of course, this applies across English language and arts, the social sciences, as the case may be. All right. So the lesson context. So learning. So this is just an example. Learning about planning the solar system. So this is just sort of giving it like a context for that force and yeah, force and motion. And for me, I mean, if you want to do a short description of what you intend, what you are teaching, a brief overview, perfect, right? Another thing you can also, turn into this particular box is to use your lesson objectives, right? The lesson objectives also, go a long way here, right? So I've gone ahead. I mean, this is not on your screen, but I've gone ahead to just sort of I'm just going to paste, let me just do a search. I'll just do a search using Gemini. I just want to sort of generate a rough lesson or overview for force and motion. So if you allow me just a second there, let me just quickly do that. Okay, so let me just do this. May not exactly be accurate, but I think because I haven't reviewed this, but I think this sort of works for now. Okay, so that has is done that in a matter of seconds. Right now, you have ideas that you can either choose to engage or tweak or modify to get better, a better lesson outcome, right? So this one of the suggestion is given to us is begin with a quick tabletop tug of war. Another is to pose a question. Another is to present a real world, challenge. Design a paper airplane that will travel the farthest distance across the classroom. Allow students 5 minutes to build and test their designs and discuss how these different forces, gravity, lift, thrust, drag, and motion concept, how they all relate. For me, I think I would probably want to tilt towards the third one because it is, in my opinion, I think it is more engaging. It allows the student to immediately begin to try out their hands on projects like situation or scenarios, right? If you are the inquiry based kind of person, you may want to tilt towards, if that's your methodology, that's what you're comfortable with, you may want to tilt towards this a little more. And again, you can export this, you can decide to print it out and hand it out to the student. You can export as PDF, you can save to your drive. And another reason why I would usually advise teachers to always have a Google Drive, a Google account, because it gives you all of these benefits that you otherwise not get using other tools. It sort of consolidates all of your document materials and your online interactions as the case may be. So that's Khanmigo in a nutshell. Remember that you have a trainer's document where you can talk about questions that you may have, and and we'll then look at those questions together. Remember to experiment with this. I mean, you are still in the planning process, preparing for the next session, so this tool can be very, very useful for you, right? Just try it out. Remember that that's one of the goals of this particular training. There has to be that part where you try things out, experiment with these applications, and see what issues or you may encounter. Thank you so much.